I posed a question in my free Facebook community this week. I do true or false questions every Tuesday. So if you guys want to get on that, you let me know. We'll get you into the free Facebook group. But I asked a true or false question this week in my free Facebook community about sleep and whether or not sleep affects your physique, it affects your fat loss goals. What do you guys think? What do you think is the answer? And is missing out on a few hours of sleep really that big of a deal? Can I make it up? Can I still reach my goals? True or false? We don't know. So today we're going to dive into the answer to that question. What is it? And I'm actually going live here on Instagram. And I'm also going live over here in my Facebook group. So I'm going to get that started. If you guys see me looking back and forth, that's why. Hey, you guys, my amazing Facebook fam, saying hello to you as well. We are here answering that true or false question, all about sleep. This will probably be a two-parter per usual. But let's get started with part one. Y'all, I got 4 pages of notes today in just part one. That's how important our sleep is. So how does sleep affect our physique, our fat loss goals, our aesthetic endeavors? Why is it so important? How and why does it affect us or hinder us from achieving those goals? I'm going live both in Facebook and Instagram. It's like a threesome. It's like a social media threesome over here. Just giving this a try, seeing how it goes. All right. So sleep for me is a complete non-negotiable. Non-negotiable is non-negotiable. All right. I protect my sleep like it's life or death. That's how important it is to me. That's how much I just love it and enjoy it. It's probably one of my most favorite things in the world. Second, maybe only to pizza. It protects our muscle tissue. And that should be our number one goal in all the things that we do, right? Protecting our muscle tissue, preserving our muscle tissue while we are trying to lose fat, okay? So just basic surface level, how does lack of sleep affect us? Well, we're tired, we're exhausted, we're unmotivated, we're not going to have the same amount of energy to get to the gym or motivation to get to the gym, or if we still just push through and get to the gym anyways, no matter how tired we are, we probably aren't going to be able to push ourselves as much as if we were fully rested, right? And pushing yourself in the gym is where the physique changes come from. Like, that's progressive overload. You need progressive overload in order to change your body composition, in order to build muscle tissue and to burn the most amount of body fat, right? So just being tired, not interested in going to the gym, and not having the energy to push yourself once you do get to the gym, okay? That's a no-brainer. How else can it affect us just on the basic level? Well, our hunger and fullness cues. It affects our leptin and ghrelin, our hunger and fullness hormone. So if you're unable to, regulate your hunger and fullness and you're trying to lose weight, burn body fat, good luck. You're going to be more hungry than usual when you shouldn't be, and you're not going to feel full more often or when you should be feeling full. Hello, no brainer. That's going to affect your results, or it's going to make it a heck of a lot tougher, right? But sleep deprivation happens super fast, you guys. Like after one night of super poor sleep, it starts to affect these things in our body, okay? Just one night of missed sleep. I'm talking maybe like 4, 5, 6 hours of sleep total in a single night has been shown to start affecting your leptin and ghrelin hormones. It starts to affect your insulin sensitivity. And what does that do? Your insulin sensitivity is what's going to keep you from being able to process carbohydrates in your body, metabolize carbohydrates properly in your body. All right. So those are two very important things when it comes to your aesthetic goals and fat loss. Leptin and ghrelin, your hunger and fullness cues, and your insulin sensitivity, your ability to process carbohydrates, okay? And according to most sleep doctors, like, sleep is probably in the top 2 factors that affect your aesthetic, your body composition. So top 2 most important factors of achieving your dream body, your goal, why we're all here, right? So that's how important it is. And it's usually the last thing we think about, or even the last thing we care about. We don't usually put sleep and body composition together as, being related in any way. But, as far as working with my clients goes, if your sleep is not in place, that's a foundational behavior. Like, that's a foundational rock that we've got to fix first. So a lot of times that's the first thing I work on with a client, because if that's not in place, it's like building a house without the foundation. Like, we can't change your diet. I can't give you a specific macro breakdown yet because it wouldn't matter, because you're not getting enough sleep. It'd be like fighting an uphill battle, just spinning our wheels. We're not going anywhere. It's not going to work. That's how important sleep is during this journey, okay? And just like life in general, even if you weren't trying to chase these body composition goals, like, how are you just gonna live your best life and be your highest self when you're just day in and day out feeling like crap? Day in and day out, your hormones are just all over the place and unbalanced. Day in and day out, you're just like fighting this uphill battle of lack of energy, lack of motivation. And you're just tired and sleepy. You're not gonna bring it. You're not gonna be all in life, right? And that's what we're here to do. So less than 7 hours, basically. That's how I define sleep deprived to my clients. Less than 7 hours of sleep, your body's just going to be more stressed out. It's just going to be in a stressed out state. Your cortisol level is going to be elevated, right? I mean, think about it. If you 8 hours of sleep versus 4 hours of sleep, you're awake 4 extra hours. So your cortisol level is elevated 4 extra hours throughout your day. And it's that chronically elevated cortisol level day in and day out. And the more that it happens, just the more elevated it becomes, okay? And that's what we're trying to avoid, okay? That's what's going to make it impossible to achieve your weight loss goals, okay? What does it affect? It affects your cortisol level, like I just said. Having a high cortisol level, y'all, that stuff retains water. So if you have a one night of poor sleep, you wake up the next day, you feel a little bloated, feeling a little puffy, or the weight's a little bit higher on the scale, it's probably the culprit. Like I said, it's going to affect your insulin sensitivity, your ability to process carbohydrates. It affects your estrogen and progesterone, throws those out of whack, and that's in effect going to have a huge effect on your metabolism. I'm trying to pick my words here as I go. Struggling for words. So that's going to have a huge effect on your metabolism, your sex hormones, estrogen, progesterone. It's a byproduct that's going to affect your metabolism. And then again, your leptin and ghrelin. So those are kind of all of the things, all of the major things when it comes to fat loss and muscle gain that are going to affect your results big time. Okay, so sleep's going to protect your muscle tissue that you currently have. Okay, because sleep is the biggest time of the day where you are rebuilding muscle tissue and burning fat. So the more sleep you can get, the more muscle you're going to have, the more muscle you're going to be able to preserve, the more muscle you're going to be able to build, and the more fat you're going to be burning. So sleep equals muscle and fat burn. Just remember that. Just remember that. Sleep-deprived dieters will lose more weight and pounds from muscle tissue than they will from body fat compared to well-rested and non-sleep deprived dieters. Okay? I mean, this is science. There's proof. There's hard proof. It's not me or any other coach out there just telling you to get sleep, or telling you that we can't work on fat loss until you start sleeping more because, I don't know, because we're mean and we don't want you to achieve your goals. That's not it at all. We want you to achieve your goals. I'm trying to help you be successful here. And that's why. That's why it's a requirement. That's why it's a foundation. That's why it's so unbelievably important. What else, y'all? We're moving and grooving fast through this. 75% of human growth hormone gets released while you sleep. Okay? But not just while you sleep. It's not like a little cat nap and then suddenly you're building muscle and burning fat. Like, it's these deep level of sleeps. There's multiple levels of sleep that your body goes through. And the important stuff, the good stuff, does not start to happen until we reach those like deepest levels of sleep. Your deep sleep, your REM sleep, that's when this stuff starts moving and grooving. That's when you start repairing muscle tissue, building muscle tissue, burning the most fat. That's why it's so important to get enough sleep. I had a client of mine just the other day ask me, do naps count? Do naps help? Do naps get the job done? And when you are sleep deprived, yes, like anything is something. Okay, something is something. Like, I'll take it all, right? But to get the most bang for your buck, your body has to enter into those deep levels of sleep. So if you're just sleeping for 10, 15, 20 minutes here and there, you're not sleeping for enough time to allow that to happen, okay? What did Nicole say here? Love the dream catcher in the background. Oh, yeah, over here. Wait, over here. Talking about sleep. Yes, love it, love it, love it. Okay, so the only way to reap those benefits is to get into those deep levels of sleep. All right, getting more deeper levels of sleep. Okay, so high cortisol levels are linked to fat gain and hindering your fat loss. Again, science, research, studies, they're out there. They exist. There's tons of them, okay? So again, I'm not just like saying this stuff to be a know-it-all or to tell you what to do or to be, in control of your life. I'm saying this stuff to help you guys out because it's real, okay? It's not just like a pipe dream, like, oh, it'd be nice if you get some more sleep. No, you need to get more sleep, okay? Especially, y'all, if you're a high intensity athlete. Okay, let's talk about some performance aspects. If you're CrossFit, Orange Theory, spin, anything that's jacking your heart rate up, high intensity stuff, okay, less than 7 hours of sleep per night is just like so hard on your body. All right, because that's your time to recover from what you're doing, from all this high intensity stuff that you're putting your body through. And that's your recovery. So if you're not allowing that to happen, if you're not sleeping long enough to transition into those deep levels of sleep that your body needs to enter into to start the repair and recover, you're just never going to be recovered. But you're still going to the gym. You're still doing it all. You're still doing more and layering on top of stress, on top of stress, on top of stress. So across the board with my clients, I tell them, if you have to choose between more sleep and going to the gym, choose the sleep. Okay? If you're getting under 7 hours, you're not allowed to put yourself through a high intensity workout. That's how important it is. Okay? Choose your sleep. Sleep over workouts. Because at that point, you're doing more harm than good. And we just want to push through, get ourselves to the gym because we're so worried about burning those calories or getting that workout in. I've got to get my 5th workout in. I've got to get my 6th, 7th, 8th, whatever workout in because that's what's changing my body composition. But if you're working out in that state, your body composition is not going to do jack. Like, that's doing more harm than good, okay? There's a line that you cross, diminishing returns, and you've crossed it. So it's gonna be more beneficial for you to pull back, get more sleep, and then start fresh the next day. All right, then that workout will actually do something for you, okay? Basically you're just shooting yourself in the foot at that point. Y'all, sleep is like the number one most underrated, like, performance enhancing drug. Not just for aesthetics, but also for performance. I mean, obviously, because you just will have the energy to bring it, like we talked about earlier. But it's going to allow for that muscle growth, for that fat loss, but also for better performance, and most importantly, the best recovery possible. Okay, because if you're not recovered, your body's not going to start changing. Your composition's going to go nowhere. Okay. This was interesting. 25% of adults reported poor sleep or insufficient sleep 15 out of 30 days of the month. That's 50% of our sleep was not where it needed to be. That's insanity. That's half of your life. You're just already in a stressed out state. And then we're going to the gym and beating ourselves up. And then we are under eating because we're crash dieting, trying to look good for some beach trip coming up. And we're accumulating all of these stressors, and we're stressed from work and stressed from family, and maybe we're sick, or one of our loved ones are sick, or our kids are stressing us out, whatever it is. Maybe we're stressed out from finances. Maybe we just got into a car accident this morning. Like, all of these things are building up and building up. Your body's not going to go anywhere. Your body's not going to do any movements or changes in the direction that you want it to. It's just too much, you guys. It's not only just quantity and hours, but it's quality as well, right? So say you're getting 8 hours of sleep per night, but if you're constantly waking up, or if you're getting 2 hours here and there, it's just not the same. Remember, because we talked about those levels of sleep, those levels of deep sleep that take a certain amount of time for your body to reach, okay? So not only do you need to work on getting more sleep, but you need to work on, like, solid sleep in that amount of time. The quality, not just the quantity, okay? So it matters. It matters how much deep sleep and what levels you're hitting. So it's that deep sleep, or like slow wave sleep, they call it. And that's responsible for, like, changes in your body, recovering and repairing your body and your muscle tissue. Okay. It's the REM sleep, the even deeper, super deep REM sleep. And that's responsible for your brain, for your cognition, for repairing what's going on up here. That's the deepest level of sleep. So they all have their job. They're all equally important. We need them. Okay, but you can only reach them by getting enough sleep. So not only do you just wake up tired, but you wake up, foggy brain, can't really think that well, can't really do your work or job or whatever it is you've got to do in a day, and certainly can't perform at your highest level or at your best or push yourself into the gym. All right. It's the stimulants throughout your day that keep us from transitioning into those levels of sleep and getting the quality of sleep that is necessary and that we want. So stimulants like stress. Stress is a stimulant. All forms of stress across the board. Okay? Work, family, finances. You just got into a car accident. Anything that you're worried about or having anxiety about, that is a stressor. Under eating is a massive stressor. Going to the gym and hitting a high intensity workout is a massive stressor. And I don't even want to touch on you high intensity athletes out there that are getting 2 workouts or more per day. Hitting those 2-a-days. That's another rabbit hole. It's a whole nother live, Instagram live or Facebook live. So we won't even touch on that. But stress is stress is stress, no matter where it's coming from. Emotional, mental, physical, whatever. Our body responds to it the exact same way. Okay? Stimulants can be your electronics. The blue light coming in from your phone, from your screen, computer screen, TV screen. Those are going to affect your brain waves, keep you wired at night, okay? Low blood sugar, caffeine, whether it's coffee, tea, pre-workout. A lot of times when I talk to a client about their caffeine intake, they're like, I don't drink coffee. Okay, but you also take pre-workout every single day. There you go. All right, our caffeine intake. So not only amount of caffeine throughout the day, but times that you're consuming this caffeine throughout the day. That matters as well, because caffeine, on average, takes about 8 hours to completely get out of your body and stop having an effect on your body. Some people longer. I've read it can affect people up to 72 hours after consumption. Some people less, but on average, about 8 hours is a really good place to start. So I have my caffeine cutoff times for all my clients, 12 o'clock, noon. Anything after noon, maybe reach for either a non-coffee beverage or a decaf. I keep both caffeinated and decaf coffee in my house. I drink them both, depending on what time of day it is. Maybe you have a magnesium deficiency. All of my clients are on a magnesium supplement. I think every human across the board should be on a magnesium glycinate supplement in the evenings. Or it could be, underlying thyroid problems that you need to uncover and dig into, right? And start to unravel for yourself. So there's a lot of different types of stimulants that are coming at us throughout the day for different reasons. And those are some of the things that can really affect our sleep. So how do we get better sleep? How do we change this? These are all the reasons why it's so unbelievably important, not just for our aesthetics, but also for our performance, because the lack of sleep is going to affect our hormone levels across the board, all the most important hormone levels that allow you to build muscle, lose body fat, and perform at your best, and just feel your best, right? So how do we change that? Well, that's what I'm going to talk to you about tomorrow in part 2 of this live training all about sleep. So definitely tune into that. I'll give you guys some really awesome tips, tricks, things that I do, things that my clients have done that have worked really, really well. And you guys, this is all the stuff that I teach you through Never Diet Again, like how to work smarter, not harder. What are the smallest things that can give you the most bang for your buck, that you can shift to go the furthest, that are going to help you the most in achieving your goals? And sleep is very easy. It's very easy. And that's why most people ignore it. It's too easy. Just sleep a little bit later. Oh my gosh. Or just go to bed a little bit sooner. Oh my gosh, that's too easy. Let's skip that. Let's go to the next thing. What's something hard that I can really push and challenge myself in order to reach my goal? Let's eat less. Let's do more. Well, that sucks. Sleep is just so much easier. Just get a little bit of extra sleep. It will make the world of difference. And those are the sorts of things that I teach throughout Never Diet Again. How to work smarter, not harder. How to leverage these things that you're already doing in your life. Not how to change your life completely upside down and do a 180 to where it's really tough and really hard and unsustainable for you. So if you're interested in learning more about these things, Never Diet Again is available right now in a course format, do-it-yourself, self-paced course format, which means that you just click a purchase button, and you have it for the rest of your life, and you take your time. The only difference from the group program is that you don't have weekly coaching from me. So if you're not interested in hiring a coach right now, or if you're looking to just get started ASAP and not wait for the next round of the group program, it's definitely an amazing option for you. So definitely give me a shout if that's something you're interested in. It's an amazing product, and we are already 2 weeks into the group program, and the women in there are just having massive success already. Oh, I'm so excited. Just in 2 weeks. I can't believe it. So that's all I got for you today. Stay tuned for tomorrow's part 2. We now know the importance of sleep. How do we make it better for ourselves? That's what we're going to dive into. All right. Love you guys. Have an amazing rest of your Saturday. See you for part 2.